Okay. Recording progress, yeah. Go ahead. Good morning to you. Recording in progress. Jiba 동네 문제시 동네 열라 깜벤 남게 녀베 내주바 열라 건도 지시겠어. 오케이. Jiba 동네 문제시 동네 열라 깜벤 예체도 상마지 받으러 가야서 Okay, not better. It's okay. Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rinpoche.
Okay, good evening, anybody. First, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully. All your stress out and exhale. And once more, please inhale fully with all the Buddha's wisdom, compassion, and heal your mind and exhale. And next, please inhale fully the Buddha, the Bodhisattva of all the Buddhas into you. Permeate in your entire body and mind. And exhale. Okay. Very good to see you all. First, we will just say some opening prayers. In this here Drikung Meditation Center's prayer book, page 3. Many of you know that, We'll say this in English. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and so we will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Once more, make sure we get this meaning into our heart, okay? Not just repeating word like a parrot, okay? All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me and obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish him in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thank you. That's good. Then next word, what would you say is page 7, bodhicitta. You see, this is if you have broken the bodhicitta, to renew your bodhicitta practice, and then also to enhance our practice, make the bodhicitta stronger, like a vajra is called, unflinching nature of the mind. Never break your bodhicitta. Always go forward for the enlightenment. No, it's called unflinching. Okay. No matter what kind of obstacles you may face, don't let most obstacles take you. Instead, you just get rid of all the obstacles. Okay. And make your mind free yourself. Yeah. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assemblies of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embrace the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. Now they will repeat again, but first you see, as we know, we no need to say Buddha and Bodhisattvas, but we childish, ordinary people in the samsara, nobody wants suffering. It's obvious, clear. So, yeah, Mama shoot. So, nobody wants suffering. That's obvious, clear, no need to mention. This is nothing to do with the practitioner or not practitioner. Anybody, everybody, no.
Sorry, please unmute to Rinpoche. Rinpoche is muted.
Okay.
Clear now? It's okay? Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Sorry.
yeah.
Somebody please turn off your phone, and we can all enjoy the teaching. I hear some sound, we turn off, whoever.
So, for our own benefit, we take care of ourselves. Everybody does take care of ourselves, but sometimes due to ignorance, we don't know how to take care of ourselves. we destroy our peace and happiness, the cause by ourselves. No. So here you said, we don't desire suffering, but we are attached to the cause of suffering. No. And we crave the cause of suffering. And then when we suffer, we blame to somebody else. No. So that is, you see, anybody, universal, we're in that field, you know. That's the reality nature. So we need a wisdom, such kind of a critical insight, the demarcation of the cause of peace and happiness. So these, what we're saying, these prayers are the put together for we ordinary, not just a prayer, but for our practice. But these are put together as a, you see, an essence of the teachings. In the prayer form, we say these things repeatedly every day, but it's very important, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just a parrot. Parrot, they chant mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, all this, but parrot doesn't know what they're saying about. No? So if we do this, then it doesn't bring any benefit. Sometimes we chant mantra, Om Mani Padme, hundreds and thousands, you know, but mind goes everywhere. So it doesn't bring much benefit. No? So here, what is saying here is, no, I take refuge in the Buddha means I will follow what Buddha said. Means Buddha is perfect, the imperfect or perfection, the perfection of the purification, the perfection of all the excellent qualities. That's why I take refuge in the Buddha until I become Buddha, until I achieve enlightenment. And then I take refuge in Dharma, means I will follow what Buddha said. Just I mentioned, you know, in other days as well. What Buddha said, do these things, means these are good for you, good for everybody. So I use the word prescribed. Buddha prescribed all the cause for peace and happiness. When Buddha said, don't kill, it's good for you, not just only good for the others. For those who are cherish their life, we also cherish our life. So everyone cherish their life. So that's why Buddha said, don't kill. It's painful. It's nothing to do spiritual or non-spiritual. It is something related to the happiness and suffering, or peace and suffering. We don't want suffering, no, spiritual or non-spiritual, believer or non-believer. But as long as we create the cause, we are subject of that. We are subject of our whatever cause we have created. That's why Buddha prescribed all the good things to do. It's universal. It's not just only for Buddhists, you know. It's not just only some Dhamma practitioners. It's not just only for monks and nuns. Everybody. So look at the animals' life, you see, they are so ignorant, stupid. They crave the others' lives. When they chase the predators, they're chasing, the other lives. How much fear they have and how much suffering they're going through. When we live that kind of life back and forth, there's no peace and happiness. In the human life, we have such a wisdom, more intelligent, can think better, So you see, in the human life, we think we can think better, we understand better. So these Dhamma wisdom teachings are taught in the human world. So human beings are more responsible. Okay. So here I take refuge in the Dharma means, as I mentioned, we follow what Buddha has prescribed. And all the cause of suffering that what Buddha described is called prescription. Buddha prescribed to avoid all the cause of suffering. So this is not just a religious thing. It's not just a spiritual thing. It's a universal. We have to make sure to understand that. So then next is saying, as the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened minds, means bodhicitta. All the previous Buddhas, they were not Buddha. They were like us, ordinary beings. But they started understanding these teachings and avoid all the cause of suffering and embrace all the cause for the enlightenment. And they follow step by step, and eventually they attain Buddhahood. So he said, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, me too now, I have the precious human life, and I met these Dharma teachings. So we're so fortunate. So he said, for the benefit of sentient beings, we all are connected to each other. Sentient beings, we are related to each other. So as I want peace and happiness, they also want peace and happiness. As I don't want suffering, they also don't want suffering. So I also cultivate the bodhicitta, give birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path, means through the three training, the training of the morality, the three shikya, three training, shila, training of the morality, and the training of the meditative concentration, they call samadhi, and the training of the wisdom awareness, prajna. So these three training. Other day I mentioned, the three training is not just in the Buddhist, in the study practice. We all have to have this three training. When we cook, when you drive. When you drive, you need how to drive. Follow all the right thing. Don't go to the wrong direction. So that's why we have to have a license. Driving license means you are past driving. And when you don't have driving license, then you are in the problem. So that's called the training of the morality. Then when you drive, it's not enough just to have the license, but you have to drive the speed limit, and then with full concentration. state, and then you need a wisdom where you are approaching. If you are now getting to the destination or not, all this. So you need these three training when you drive. When you cook, you also need this three training. First, how to chop all the vegetables and things. You chop in the right way. And then your mind should be there. If your mind is going somewhere else, it may chop your finger. So you don't want to do that. Then once you cooked, you know whether it's cooked or not cooked, how much salt you need, all these ingredients you need. So all these three trainings when you need when you are cooking, driving, writing, anything you do in the world, you see. So same way here, this three training is not something spiritual thing. So that's I apply myself to accomplish the stage of the now. The difference is, this is the way how to achieve the perfection state of the enlightenment. Means to reveal our own nature of the mind. It's inner journey. It's not outside. Say the driving, cooking, this is all outside. Now here, the inner, when you sit, you need a proper motivation. Then you need a full concentration. Then you need full awareness. Oh, this is the mental journey. This way you can see your mind more positive and all the negative what you have in the mind. Then you get good chance to delete all the unnecessary garbage of the mental afflictions, which are the root cause of suffering in ourselves, As mentioned, it's nothing to the religion of Buddhist or non-Buddhist. It's every individual. Those who don't believe anything, but as long as when they have full of mental garbage, they suffer so much, you see. And we also believer who believes Buddha's teaching. But if we have the mental garbage, suffering is there. Doesn't make special you are Buddhist or non-Buddhist, It's a universal thing. It's very important. We need these teachings in this 21st century. Very important. This depends on education. Buddha's teaching so much depends on education. Education based on the logic, reason. Not just somebody said so. Buddha himself said. No. He said, scrutinize my words, he said. Don't follow blindly. So you examine yourself and with based on the reason. It makes sense. If it makes sense, follow it. If it doesn't make sense, just wait. But mind is very profound. The mind is very complicated. Mind is such a kind of so complicated, so unfathomable. So we need such wisdom and training. Therefore, for the training of the mind, it's called meditation. You train the mind. It's not something spiritual thing. It's the require. Like you go to school, elementary school, middle school, higher school, college, university. You go step by step. It's not outside something you're getting. You are improving your inner mental quality. More you are want to go to those school, train, all this, you get your inner understanding. Still, the individuals you see, every individual is different. You go to the same school, in the same classroom, but everyone has something really different understanding. It's because of the mental, the inclination, the profundity nature of the mind expresses individual's experience, go through, So that's how the Buddha, who is fully awakened from this state, fully revealed about that. It took a long time Buddha to reveal that. So after revealing all of this, then so everyone, Buddha saw everyone desire for peace and happiness. So what is the universal way how to communicate? It's not something Buddha's creation, with Buddhism, something like Buddha made up, It's not that Buddha's made up. So Buddha Dharma, that Buddha taught out of that wisdom and out of great compassion. So that's why, as the previous Buddha, they went through this step by step, fully achieve enlightenment. You can also should do this step by step, so that one day you can become Buddha. So that's what is here. I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta, the mind of the enlightenment, and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. So we repeat this 3 times, okay? Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assemblies of the Bodhisattva. As the previous Buddhas impressed the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assemblies of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas impressed the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assemblies of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. Okay, this way we practice Dharma, without flinching, without wavering. Just understand, and with a full conviction, total understanding. Follow the path with unflinching devotion. Then we will get the real benefit. As I mentioned, of all the focus is our mental affliction. The mental delusions are the root cause of our suffering in the samsara. Look at the leaders of the country, the leaders who have more wisdom, who have more compassion. They lead the country with compassion, with wisdom, showing the wisdom how to do things right. Those who have not so much wisdom, compassion, and then they play their ego, their attachment, and then brings the suffering in the society, in the community, So it's very obvious, clear, you see. So how wisdom is important, how compassion is important. So this is just to remind this. Last week, we went through this all ceremony for whole 2 days, now to refresh this. And there are some people ask some simple questions. Today is actually questions and answer. So some of your questions they ask is same thing that what I've said is I replied all their questions, maybe not by word and words, but at the meaning. No, I replied all your questions. No, so now if you have any other questions, please go ahead. Did I say it, Mary? Did I reply? Related Bodhisattva. Oh? Tonglen, yeah, same thing, no? Yeah. Related Bodhisattva, absolute Bodhisattva, you see, those who we are not familiar, then of course we need to separate what is relative bodhisattva, what is absolute bodhisattva. No? Relative bodhisattva is our daily life, our day-to-day life. We get up in the morning, then we just have a cup of tea, coffee, then some eat, breakfast, go for school or for work, this relative life, So during that life, what we should do, things right, without confusion, So make sure you have more understanding. When you say these prayers, it's remind yourself, it's not only me. We all want peace and happiness. We all want to free from suffering. Based on that, then you cultivate, exercise your mind. Day-to-day basis, relate to this, your life. Then these relativity state are expression of the ultimate, means from emptiness manifest. From the space, you see, without just the space, because of the space, is all this planet, galaxies, all stars, this all maintain within this space. They manifest from this space. They dissolve into the space. Or in other words, like the waves of the ocean, the storm, the waves, all manifest from the water, ocean. Without ocean, there's no storm. Without ocean, there's no waves, big or small, The storms, sometimes very strong, destroys whole city, whole town. But then when the storm disappear to ocean, nothing, just water. So look at the mind. This is an example. Look at the mind. When your mind is calm, peaceful, the day is beautiful. You enjoy your lunch, delicious. But when your mind is stormy, lot of waves, and all the mental afflictions, fighting each other, then you cannot enjoy your life. You cannot enjoy your delicious lunch. So you have to understand. So you see, look at the mind. Just one mind. But how many things happens in the mind? So that kind of mind, what you have, is we individuals have the responsibilities. Nobody can come down to say, oh, you have this, they take away, So that the stormy mind all the confusions, ingrained all the habits were so ingrained in this, the negative habits that we have through long time and manifest. No? So look at these. All those things are there. It's relative. They manifest, they dissolve, they manifest, they dissolve. No? But we have to understand that we have to have the wisdom to understand that. And then we have to know how to handle them. No? When they dissolve into that calm, like the waves dissolve into water, so water is so peaceful, so gentle. You can swim, you enjoy, you know. So the mind, when the mind is calm, peaceful, such a great peace is there. So that Buddha taught how to bring this stormy mind into the peace. Just let them dissolve into the mind. So when it's dissolved into that, that's its own nature. It's not something we made it. No, we're not making anything, but we just need to understand and how to abide the mind as it is. That's called ultimate. So without that ultimate, there's no relative. No. Without the water, there's no waves. No. So look at this. But since our mind is mostly busy, so we have very little experience to the ultimate mind. But if we know how to set, especially these three training on the morality, the meditative concentration, and the special insight, when we have these three trainings step by step, then you can see the morality, the relative state and absolute state. They are actually is inseparable. No. As I mentioned, the storming wave itself is water. No. This is not separated from that. It is within in this water. If there's no water, there's no storm, there's no wave. So we have to understand that. So the relationship of that, this is relative and absolute or ultimate. What else?
Have to do with self-protection.
Oh,
Self-protection.
self?
Like having taken the Bodhisattva vow,
Yes.
if you feel like you're in danger,
Dangerous?
if you're in a dangerous situation, like, or maybe even have been advised you should carry a weapon for your protection. So should we remain peaceful if we're in danger, even at the cost of our own lives or those of our loved ones?
Yeah, this is the same thing, you know. It's not just Bodhisattva's vow taken or not. The cause of suffering is cause of suffering. Whether you take the Bodhisattva's vow or whether you have not taken Bodhisattva's vow, the cause of suffering is cause of suffering, you know. And the cause for peace and happiness is cause for peace and happiness, whether or not you take the Bodhisattva's vow. No. So as I mentioned here, what Buddha say is individual's journey It's individual's journey towards enlightenment. So it depends how you are habituated. It's so much related to the individual's training. Just say, there's fire burning, and if you put your hand in the fire, it will burn, isn't it? Without hand, there's nothing to burn, isn't it? No? So it's like, say, our self-grasping. Self-grasping is like the hand. When you have the self-grasping, then it surrounds all the fire of suffering. The self-grasping. The other day I mentioned, what it called, imputed. When we have imputed self-grasping, it's there. Then it burns for the fire of the suffering. And then there we suffer. If you have no hand, the fire has nothing to burn. So if we don't have this self-imputed grasping, we first this girl imputed means there's no self, independent self. So the self is imputed, So when that is created, then there comes the grasping. When there's grasping, then there is suffering. This there comes, And then, see, so if we have to take care of the self-imputed or imputed self, purify, then there's no hand to burn. There's no cause for suffering. So this, easy to say. Right now I can talk about it. Looks very easy, but practically not so easy, because we are so ingrained in that habit. So it takes time. First I mentioned, we need to have unflinching understanding. When you have that unflinching understanding, fully conviction, then we follow step by step. All this relative state is just a manifestation from the emptiness. If you know I'm sure everybody knows the Heart Sutra. In the Heart Sutra says form is emptiness, and emptiness is the form. So we are not negating these things, what we see. Sometimes they say emptiness. This is the real thing that we can touch, see it. And emptiness, something, nothing there, two separate things. So when we say emptiness, was something like what we see is negating to something. It's not that. That very what we see, that itself is nothing but empty. The emptiness is, we just see, hear, smell. But due to our ingrained habit, we're so habituated within this propensity. Then first it's difficult to understand about the emptiness. Because when we follow step by step, everything's turns to the nature. Everything depends on something. Nothing is independent. All things depends on something, on That means that dependent, that which is dependent, means no independent. That which is not independent, that depend on something, that itself shows its nature is emptiness. No. See, like you see when you see this, no, this doesn't make sound right now. No. If you move this, it creates a sound. Now, which is the one that creates the sound? By this bell or this which is called tongue. This by what? Or by my hand. So, and this also made from many dust particles. All these combinations, complete causes and conditions. When it's there, then we make the one sound. If one thing is missing, we cannot create the sound. So that it shows how everything is empty by nature. But we don't realize that nature is empty with something solid there. This is called our gross mind. You know, gross mind captures that kind of a gross object. But when you have this three training, step by step, mind becomes more sharp, more insightful. Then you see going into true deeper. As mentioned, the mind is so complex, so profound. It's not just brain, a piece of flesh here. It's a consciousness that penetrates their nature, you know. So that's what I meant. Earlier mentioned the ultimate and the relative state inseparable. This is what we see now, sound of this relative state. But that very nature itself is nothing but empty. So that you see, if you know these things all, then you see one will have such a profound mind to capture that reality itself is called unfabricated state. You know? Unfabricated state itself, uncontrived as it is. So it's not a Buddhist belief or Buddhism. It's something, it's reality, how it functions. Now, when we know these things, then you can see and you can relate how to know. There are some say, eat meat or fish, you know. It's not just Bodhisattva's vow. It's related to the life of others. The fish sacrifice the fish's life. The meat you eat sacrifices that life of that individual. Went through a lot of suffering. And then those who consume that were also taking part of that. So you see, everything is related, so complex. So when you know these things, it's called interdependent. In Sanskrit, it's called pratita samota pada. That which is related is not independent. It's neither nihilism nor eternalism. No eternalist, no nihilist. So non-duality state, how everything functions. That. So all there's mentioned. So within that state, all the cause the cause for peace and happiness, Buddha prescribed. Go ahead, do these things, like 10 virtues, so forth. Loving kindness, compassion. It's not just loving kindness, but how everything related in bodhicitta. Go for it. These are the things for peace and happiness. You should do this. So Buddha prescribed all the suffering that we don't want in our life for the society. So Buddha said, don't do these things. It's not good for you. It's not just for estimation, not just for Buddhists, not just for monks and nuns, but for everybody. So Buddha prescribed, all the cause of suffering. Okay? So that answers a lot of all your questions. Okay. Yes. What are those? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the question is, from Marissa, is there a difference between Gongchig and Mahamudra?
Same thing.
And from Donald Pearl, this is, would you be kind enough to offer insight into the 6 paramitas and how a life of generousness and so forth supports the Bodhisattva vow?
Yes, that supports these 6 parameters, 6 perfections, supports the growth of the bodhicitta.
So this next one also from Donald Pearl is, as a bodhisattva, should you be grateful to be born in the world during times of greatest suffering? Because there is the greatest opportunity to help free all sentient beings from that suffering.
Yes, that's perfect. We need more bodhisattva and bodhisattva's vows when there is a gross suffering. That's it?
Yeah. more than that for sure, Rinpoche. Buddha nature, what is it and where does it abide?
Where past what's the first? Where?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Where does it abide?
Where it is. To see that you need a critical insight. Then you can see the way where it is. Where it abides is every sentient being's mind. Okay. Because every sentient being wants peace and happiness. Nobody wants suffering because of Buddha nature.
And one from there's one more on Mahamudra.
Yes.
Mahamudra is a non-conceptual state, you have told us. Therefore, what is it? What is that it is? And what is the difference between Mahamudra and Shamatha?
Shamatha is a method to see the Mahamudra, but not the Mahamudra. Mahamudra, you need non-conceptual wisdom, as mentioned there. Yeah.
My question was about the action bodhisattva vow.
Yes.
The action bodhisattva vow, you had mentioned last time during the teaching that
Yes. Yes.
having taken this vow, you can reach a state where you create only negative. I'm sorry, you don't create any negativity even while you're sleeping or unconscious.
The action bodhisattva's vow is a practice of 6 parameters. Okay. Yeah.
But would you mind saying more about Shanta? Like, when you used to give us the meditation about the blue seed, that related to that.
First of all, yeah, Shamatha, read the jewel ornament of liberation in the chapter 16. Chapter 16 explains so precisely how to practice shamatha. Okay, I think that's much better, and it's not too much, this, but very skillfully described. Now, what's the distraction? About the distraction which disturbs the shamatha. So how to deal with that distraction, and then the solitary, how to solitude your body, mind from the distraction. Yeah. So read the jewel ornament of liberation, chapter 7, chapter 16.
Any questions here?
Yeah, if you have any questions, yes.
Here a lot of the Harvard students and how they guide people.
Yeah.
Harvard students is very smart, 10 times smart than me. So I think they have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
time to ask my teacher. Don't shy, a lot of questions. Time is good opportunity.
If you are so smart, I don't know. Yes, please. Maybe you take this off, mask. Yes, I can hear. What? Chut. Tibetan? Dubdab, choga. Oh, dubdab, choga. Okay, yeah. Okay, dubdab, dubek tap, choga. I think same thing. Dubek tap is the dubek tap means a method to accomplish. Dub tap means dubek tap. No, what you are practicing, the deity, for example, like Chenresik and any, Tara. So to accomplish that practice, what's the method? It's dubtap. Choga is also that. Choga is also dubtap. Choga chale, we call as choga and chale. So choga is that what dubtap you are going through, and chale is the the way of the practice. Okay.
I know you addressed restrictions with religious knowledge. Not, taking the life of others.
Yes.
Is a cause of suffering. There are questions regarding alcohol, like can you, once having taken the vow, not have even a drop of alcohol? And they're asking also about it in maybe a ritual sense, having a small bit of alcohol during the soak.
During the talk, alcohol, there's a during the talk, they use alcohol. Some places. The idea is those individuals who are performing the talk supposed to have the ability to transform the alcohol into undefiled ambrosia. So those who have an ability to transform this alcohol into undefiled ambrosia, then that's really talk, which method to accumulate great merit. But those individuals who don't have that ability to do these things, then it can be a cause for suffering. So that's as mentioned, is individuals. So individuals' ability, how they are, how they develop their ability, their qualities. So it's not necessary to have alcohol when you do this talk. Some people may say without alcohol there's no practice of talk, but every practice can be talk. When you eat lunch with the meditation, with the proper meditation, that itself is a talk. And if there's no proper meditation, even you perform the talk may not be a talk. Yes.
Question is, how does free will relate to emptiness?
What is free will?
Free will is the freedom, the ability to do, whatever a person.
Wanted to do.
Yes.
So it regardless what?
Yes.
You will read one more clear.
How does free will relate to emptiness?
Free will relate emptiness. Free will manifested from emptiness. Okay. But what kind of free will that is, that free will, what kind of state of the mind itself? So it can be a cause of suffering. It can be cause of for peace and happiness. If it is cause of for suffering, and then that individual has to pay the price. If that person, that free will is cause for peace and happiness, then that person can enjoy the result. But that plays within the emptiness, okay? Yeah. Make sense?
Go ahead.
Hello, Khenchen.
Yes.
Is there a difference between Gongchig and Mahamudra?
Same thing.
Yeah. I know you said everything is nothing and nothing is everything.
That's right. So you see,
So it's all the same.
so
Yeah.
you understood what I said.
All right. Good.
Now follow the practice, okay?
Thank you.
You should capture that meaning, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. Allah. You should down. La. So no more questions. Isn't it?
We covered everything.
Yeah, I think covers everything. Yes. So now it's a conclusion, since you don't have any questions now, still, if you have any questions, please ask. If I have answered, then I can say something. If I don't have, then I say, I don't know. Yes. Hmm?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He is on mute.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you ask, yes.
go ahead, Bonnie. Yes, ask.
Go ahead.
Speak.
Oh, okay. No?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Khenchen?
Yes, speaking.
Yes, Khenchen, I was going through my notes on the Gongchig.
Okay,
I had some notes that I took,
okay,
and it was right after we covered the 10 virtues and the 10 non-virtues.
okay.
And then you gave a list that you attributed to Milarepa.
Okay,
And what I wrote was Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Guru, Yidam deity, Dakini, Chakra, channels, Bindu, Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, emptiness, appearance, inseparable.
yes.
It was a classification, but I wanted to know what the source of Milarepa was. I couldn't find it in Jewel Ornament of Liberation.
You don't find there, yes. It is, it's not the, it is regarding, talking about the refuge. There, about the refuge. Miller, I think I was talking about the refuge, Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And then there's a lot of explanations there. What then I was quoting what Milarepa said. Milarepa said, the Buddha Dhamma Sangha are the outer refuge, and I take refuge in them, and I got the full satisfaction from that. And if you, those people around there, if you practice them, and you will get the all, you can get the all satisfaction or benefit. So then that's the outer refuge. Then Milarepa continues the Guru Yidam Dakinis, Yidam deities, Dakinis, they are the inner refuge. Then Lama Yidam Kondosum Tisum Nangitam Dui. Then he goes into the Zata Lunda Tilisum, the chakra, prana, bindu. They are the secret refuge. That what I was saying is the chakra is in Dhammakaya, and the prana is the Nirmanakaya. The bindu is Sobokaya, just to make clarification, So what it means you, they are the secret practice and the refuge. Then what Milarepa said was appearance and emptiness and inseparable. So the ultimate refuge. So all this appearance of what this means, all the manifestations. all the manifestations, they are relative, but that very nature of the relative itself is nothing but emptiness, and there's no separation. So that takes care of all our mental delusions if you to practice that. Absolutely, then all the mental delusions, mental afflictions are totally dissolved into emptiness. So Milarepa said, I took refuge in them and I got the full satisfaction. And if you practice as well, get all the benefits.
Thank you very, very much.
Okay, my pleasure. Yes.
Question asks, how do you practice compassion with your family?
Look at, your family, how many families are suffering. So you practice compassion to free them from suffering. And what? Everyone has that, it is not just Buddhists, Everyone has that. When their family member is suffering, they really wish to free from the suffering, and they try their best how to help. So that's the practice.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to help.
Yes.
By avoiding them.
How to avoid them?
Like sometimes the only way to help and not negative is to avoid your family.
Sometimes we don't like them, you avoid them. So my family is so bad.
What it means, mercy. They are the secret practice and refuge.
Not clear what you're saying. Yeah. You can repeat that question. Suredo. Hori. Oh, dear. Yeah, sometimes in your family you have rebellions, In family they're fighting, Then you avoid their suffering.
All the mental delusions, mental afflictions are totally.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Rinpoche.
Yes, speaking.
In the Gongchig, it says that the Vajra hell is the most torturous hell. Could you tell us about Vajra hell and how it is different from other hells?
No, in the Gongchig, some individual they say in the Vajrayana, the Vajra hell is more deep or more suffering than other hell, they say. But in the Gongchig said it's same as other hell. It's the same as other hell realms. And there's only in Vajrayana you use word Vajra, Vajra master, Vajra disciple, and then Vajra hell, Vajrayana. They use the word Vajra because it's Vajrayana, But otherwise they're same. They're same. Same as in other hell realms. You found?
So my family is so bad.
Who's that?
Echo.
It's echo? Okay, looks like we have done now.
I'm gonna. One more.
You can repeat that question.
Last question, anybody? Otherwise, we dedicate. Looks like they don't.
Okay.
So another question says, Khenchen, can you speak more about the secret refuge meaning?
There's a mention, Buddha Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. Is for us is secret. We don't see Dharmakaya, we don't see Sambhogakaya. Only some pictures. It's secret for us. Okay. Mary,
You know what-
Mary, you have done now? No. Any questions or no questions? All I think of?
Yeah, well, no, because her thing, when she unmutes, that's when we're having these audio problems, trying to get her to chat it to me. Okay, I've got another one.
Yes.
Does Gongchig mean that all is definitive meaning? Does Gongchig?
No. So all Buddha's teaching is definitive words. Okay. Gongchig means all the Buddha's teaching. So all the Buddha's teachings are definitive. Okay. There's no false. Okay.
Still waiting for the more questions. If you do that, our student might will be but I see it looks like no question here.
No questions. Okay.
I have a question.
Go.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay. It's referring to the Nagarjuna text, which is,
Another question says,
What is
Khenchen, can you speak more about this?
See?
Tell her to chat it, to type her question in the chat.
그 가르치는 게 못 잡았어.
지원에 이긴다고 당하셨어. 경주시에 그래도 가만히 없네.
Yes, 말해.
Steve is unmuted.
Yes.
Steve, go ahead.
Go ahead about what?
put your hand up.
Steve.
Yes, I have a question, Khenchen.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
Khenchen, Trungpa Rinpoche was known to have said that if he came across someone who was going to push a button to set off a nuclear weapon that would kill hundreds of thousands or millions of people, he would not hesitate in killing that person, so that could not happen. Are there cases like that where killing someone is justified from preventing a lot of many more people suffering?
That so much depends on the individual. If one has the ability to pay the price without any feeling of suffering, then say, yes, one can go ahead.
Okay.
If you are vulnerable in the sufferings, I cannot tolerate even a pinch. No, so you have to be careful yourself. First, you look to ask yourself if I can accept all this suffering. Then you say, yes, I can tolerate all the suffering, whatever there is, and then yes, you go ahead. Otherwise, you say, I cannot tolerate the suffering. Then we have to be careful.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Wonderful answer.
Yes.
Thank you for the teaching too, Khenchen.
Yes, I try my best. Now you all have to try your best for enlightenment.
In the Bardo practice, as elements dissolved, we see the outer, inner, and secret displays. Is this secret display that of the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, same as secret refuge explanation? Does it mean at death we will be able to see the secret display?
To see the light that again, as I mentioned, is individual's ability. If individual has the ability to see all the steps of the light, then you can say you have the ability. You have the you have the ability to see each steps. Until one has that ability, may not experience or see that. Yeah.
Someone would like clarification about passages 62 through 68 in the Nagarjuna text.
What about those?
They would like clarification.
What are those?
About
I don't have the text with me here.
I think you went through.
Yeah, so we need to those. Yeah, that will take another session.
That's a good request, right?
Yeah, that will take another couple hours. Yes. Clarification after clarification. Yes. I explained as a clarification. So that person who is asking that question is not clarified. So now need another clarification. Okay. Yeah.
I have online. I'll try and find.
Yes, you find. Yeah. Okay. Now please take a deep breath. Inhale fully. And exhale all the stress. Once more, please inhale fully with the loving kindness, compassion of the Buddha. Heal your mind. And exhale. And please inhale all the bodhicitta of the Buddha, both relative and absolute bodhicitta. Purify all our mental confusion and exhale. With this, we'll say the dedication prayers. You want to say? Here.
Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind root and lineage lamas, divine assemblies, union deities, assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, yogins, yoginis, and the yoginis dwelling in the 10 directions. Please hear my prayer. May the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana, the innate root of virtue, not result in the 8 worldly concerns, the 4 causes of samsara, or rebirth as a Shriveka or Prateka Buddha. May all other sentient beings, especially those in mind, from me, misleading Maras and the hordes of demons, experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. The afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May attachment to fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such, in the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May I in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Okay.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank you,
much
thank you, thank you,
for
thank you,
answering our
thank you, thank
questions
you.
and benefiting our mind.
Yes,
Thank you, Rinpoche.
everybody's mind.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Okay, we can talk here. If you want some, you finish? Or you can still be left over your thoughts? Okay, you come here, somebody may ask question, we can talk.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Other people, Mary, let's go.
Okay.
From like restroom.
Yeah.
That's really over there. One is outside in the parking. One may be go my room. If you are go there. Just go there, see them.
Thanks everyone for coming. We really appreciate it.
Recording stopped.